welcome to eRepair. So today I'm working on some Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. I don't think you'll really struggle to see what's wrong with them. They are what I will refer to as the cheapest Joy-Cons in the world. I think I paid a whopping £4 for them on eBay, and they needed some work. And I have some new joysticks for them, which were £3 each from ReplaceBase, which is the place I tend to buy all of my parts because I know that they're good quality. So today we're just going to work through and get them repaired. Now these are a little bit beaten up. That's no bad thing, they work. I have already charged them, so the lights do come on and they do seem to function. We just need to get those joysticks repaired, and then we've got a nice pair of Joy-Cons for about £10 all in, which I think is an absolute bargain. So we're going to hop straight in and get these done. Now with all Joy-Cons, it's a tri-wing screwdriver that you need to open them, which is like a 3-pronged little screwdriver. The screws in the back, I think, are all the same size if I remember rightly. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so you can't go far wrong. I tend to, as I sort of mentioned in my previous videos, I keep them off to one side on a mag mat, so I can't really get muddled up. Process for both is very, very similar, so I'll walk you through one and then I will speed through the other, just unless there's anything different I will then show you. So first thing we want to do is get the screws undone and then just very carefully pry the two sides apart. Now I've not looked inside this thing, I don't know what state it's in, but so far it looks all right. Now, as with all of my repairs, I'm going to disconnect the battery first, so the battery connection is just down here. And what I tend to just do is very carefully pull up on that flex, and then that will disconnect it. Now, annoyingly, Nintendo put screws under the battery, I think, if I remember rightly, so we do need to lift it out. So spudger one side and then just lift, and it will come out just like that. Super duper easy. And as you can see, not all of these screws are for this top piece, and there is also a flex cable connecting it. So it's the ones that are raised ever so slightly are the ones we need to undo. So you'll see the ones that are raised, and they're the diagonally opposite ones as well. And then this screwdriver down here, this screw down here as well. And then hopefully, if I remember rightly, this whole piece should just lift out now. Now, as I said to you, it is connected by flex, so we want to do this very, very carefully. Now I'm doing this very lazily really, because I'm not disconnecting any of the flex cables. This one specifically is particularly difficult to get back in, so we're going to try and do this as carefully as we can without actually removing the flexes, just to make our lives a little bit easier. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop this one up, which is for our Joycon joystick, and then we're going to undo the two screws. Now, we might have to undo one of these flex cables, unless we can do this very carefully, which we're not going to be able to. So we're going to undo that flex there as well, and we're just going to lift this one out. And we might have to actually use tweezers for this. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll hold this back, and we'll undo the other screw. And again, I'm trying to do this without disconnecting all the flexes. I can get them back in, they're just a pain in the bum. So I'm trying to do this as easily as I can without disconnecting flexes. So that's one joystick out. Now these are both pretty universal, they'll go in either way, so we're just literally going to stick this one straight back in. I know I should probably go under this flex as well, so we'll do that if we can, otherwise we'll go on top of it. If it's going to let me, might not let me. Okay, we'll see if we can do it over the top. And try not to disconnect it, because it becomes more of a pain when you want to reconnect everything. Sorry, it's a bit tricky to show you what I'm doing here. You're going to go in nicely, Mr. Cable, or are you going to make me work for it today? I got a feeling we're going to have to try and disconnect this part. I really don't want to do it because I know it's a pain to get back in every time. Oh, we're in the right place now. There we go. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, hopefully you can. There we are. Right, so we got that in. Let's just give it a little bit of a tug. That is in solidly. Right, there we go. And the joystick will go through. You just need to give it a bit of a push, and it will go through the hole. Oops. Okay. Once you've got that through and everything's sort of in the right place, the next thing to do is get those screws back in just to hold it, and then we'll work on getting everything reassembled and the other flexes back in. Let's just do that. Now that bumper coming away is no problem whatsoever. We'll sort that out in just a second, and then it's just reassembly. Okay, and just do this cable now. If I remember rightly, this one is a bit easier. There we are. Now what you're aiming for here is the sort of top of the T to be lined up with a little gold line underneath it. And as long as you do that, then you're okay. And this little bumper, that's super easy. Just be careful of the spring. And it just literally hooks inside the case. So like this. There you go. There you go. And if the spring's a little bit on the wonk, then just give it a bit of a prod and it will go straight. Like that. So and our bumper's back in place now. Right, now we are going to flip this back over on itself, like that, and that will hold that top of that bumper in place as well. And then we're going to get those two screws that we took out earlier. Really helps having a magnetic screwdriver at this point if you've got one. There's our other screw. And let's put this one back in too. So that's all of that done. And then the last thing we need to do is get our power lead connected back up for our battery. So pop the battery back in there. I'm going to tuck this under this other cable. And then just pop it back into place with our spudger. It should just go with a bit of wiggling. Sorry, I know there's not a lot of visibility here, but there we go. So that's back in there. Just like that. And then we're just going to now tighten this up. So we will put this over here. Now we've got to be careful not to pinch this flex. So we will just give that a little bit of a wiggle down the side here. What we'll do is we'll just tuck it in. Oops. There we are, tucked out the way now. And then hook that back over there, and that's it. It should hopefully just start flashing again, and we got a lovely, good working joystick again. So we'll get those tri-wings back in, just change screwdriver bits. And then that is our, I don't know why I tried to do it that way. That's one switch controller repaired. And then we just need to do the right hand one now. So again, not a hugely complicated thing, doesn't take very long. What were we? Less than 10 minutes doing this one. So 20-minute job all in all to do both. And actually quite a solid repair. I think get a lot of people complaining about joystick drift. It's exactly the same thing. So you just replace the joystick and that will solve your problem. There are some more expensive Hall effect ones. If I thought I was going to keep the Switch long term, I probably would buy the more expensive Joycons, but I think with the Switch 2 on the horizon, it's probably not worth it. Right, one done, one to go. So similar process. I will quickly go through this and take you through it again, but you'll see it's very, very similar in the way that we repair this. So back on our tri-wings again. Same thing. and then you can usually just pull it apart with your fingers, but you might need a spudger. But if you can't do what I'm about to do, just be gentle and it will come. And you just want to be very careful. Oh, this one looks like it might have a bit more damage to it because there is, oh no, maybe not, take it back. Okay, and then we're going to disconnect our battery first again. So just lift it up back here. Oops. Oh, that one's well held in there. I'd say the other one probably had been repaired at some point in the past. Okay, and then again I like to just carefully pull this up like that. Battery's out the way now. This one is slightly different in our screw placements, two at the top, one down the bottom. Really helps if you switch over from the tri-wing bit to a normal Phillips. So there you go. Again, very, very similar in the whole process. Just lift this one out now. You've got to move this antenna out of the way as well, and then it will just lift out like that. Again, I'm not going to disconnect anything just to make my life easier. This one's actually slightly less painful because there's not so many flexes and things in the way. And then we'll unscrew this, unscrew this, flip the flex connector up, and then out she comes. And then the new one is the reverse of that. I like to get the flex in first, same as the other one, just to make my life a little bit easier. Oh, are we going to go in just like that? Let's just give this a bit of a poke. There we go. Cable's locked in now. I'll just pop this, oh, and I've lost the, same as the other one, I've lost the top piece. So again, there's our spring, and there's our assembly, so we'll just put that out to one side. Push this through. If it will go, it will go though. That. Grab one of our screws. And screw that down now. Screw the other one down. Okay, we'll pop our spring back in. Ah, yes, I remember this one. This one's a bit more tricky. So, what I'll have to do is just remind myself how this one goes in place. Yep, there, okay. Was it there? So I'll have to take this back apart later and give it a good clean because it's not looking the tidiest. Yeah, it's there. So it's under this section here. Oops, there's a little post it sits on. And you can see how much fun I'm having actually getting this on the post and getting it into position. So there we go, on the little post. And there we go. It's back in place. I'll flip this back over. Lift this little flex cable out the way for the aerial, and I've just dislodged the bumper again. And the spring's gone. Hey, we're doing well. I hope you're ready for the comedy show. This is not going as planned, this one. It's been a while since I've done one of these ones, in all fairness. Ironically, I did the other one recently because my bumper stopped working and I had to take one of these apart. I've done it since then. Okay, let's just try and get this right this time. There we are. That's better. Hold that little aerial in place. Right. Screws. Once you've got one in, it's really straightforward from then. You can just hold it. In all fairness, on this one, you probably could have got away without actually removing the battery as long as you disconnected it. It's just another thing that gets in the way though, so I like to get it removed. Okay. Right. Now for this one. Again, you're sort of going to go back on yourself, so you're going to tuck it in there, and then you're going to like loop the cable back on itself and plug it back into the Joycon. Go on. You little monkey. Before it was actually under that connector, so let's just take it, let's just route it in the right way just to make my life a little bit easier, because it wants to go back the same place it went before. This is where you need 17 pairs of hands. Let's just grab another spudger. There we are. All right, and then this one again, we're just hooking it over the top and then hooking on the bottom, and then that's it, it just pushes into place. Just like that. And then we will just button everything up, just grab the right screwdriver bit, and that's it. Super quick, super easy repair. 20 minutes for 2 joysticks on 2 Joycons. Parts are super cheap as well for these ones. I paid, as I say, £3.50 a part, I think, plus a bit of delivery. But if you went on Amazon, you could probably get them cheaper. I've seen pairs of them for £2 or £3, but it depends on if you want to invest in quality parts or if you're just happy with the cheap ones. So yeah, super quick repair, super easy, and great outcome. I've got now 2 fully working Joycons, just need a really good test, and we're done. Simple as that. From 2 knackered joysticks to 2 perfectly living Joycons. So there we go. Hopefully that's been useful to some of you. If it's given you a bit of an insight how to repair these things, then please follow the guide and have a go yourself. As I say, you don't really need much. A Phillips screwdriver, a tri-wing, and then maybe a spudger and a pair of tweezers. So it really is a super easy, cheap repair to do for something that potentially causes people a lot of headaches. Anyway, if you found it useful, please drop me a like, leave me a message, give me any comments you have, and I'll try and respond to them. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.